Wichterman here. I got a question on SMART goals. I wanted to get this out to you sooner, and I didn't. Things just got busy, and so I want to do it now. SMART goal is the acronym specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. Now, on its face, it looks pretty simple, but when you're, say, a student or a new professional, this gets kind of overwhelming. And you aren't sure how to do it. You aren't sure what insurances will prove it. You're afraid that you'll have a supervisor that's super rigid about things, whatever. And so let me go through this with the concept of just generalized anxiety. It's simple. It's a low-hanging fruit. Let's go for it. So specific means it's specific to what their needs are. In my mind, it also is specific in that it doesn't leave any room for vagueness. Okay? And then measurable is I can measure it. I know when they've met the goal by some either scientific measure, self-report, or otherwise. Attainable means it's possible for them to reach this goal. You don't want to say like they're going to become president of the United States next week when you know it's completely impossible. I know that's not a really good example, but you get the idea. Like they have to be able to meet the goal, reasonably speaking, at some point. Relevant is it's relevant to their needs, it's relevant to their lives, it's relevant to your therapy session. Time-based, can they get it done in 6 to 9 months? Typically, when I was at Community Mental Health, we did goals at 3, 6, 9, and 12 months. And on a recent round of this with students, I had several saying 1 and 2 weeks. And it's like, how long are you going to do therapy for? Are they really going to be that healthy in 2 weeks when it's been years that they've been struggling? So let's start with a goal. Say somebody has generalized anxiety, like I said previously. Say they want to lower their overall overall feeling of anxiety in, say, 6 months. So we're going to say the goal is this. Client will lower overall feelings of anxiety or symptoms of anxiety, if you want to be even more specific, as measured by the Beck Anxiety Inventory. Client will lower the overall symptoms of anxiety as measured by the Beck Anxiety Inventory by going from, say, high on the scale to moderate or low. So let's just say low for fun. Client will lower the overall symptoms of anxiety in 6 months as measured by the Beck Anxiety Inventory by going from a score of high to low, because they have it broken kind of into high, medium, and low when you do that scale. Okay? So it is specific. We have the time base, 6 months. It is relevant to their treatment needs. It is attainable. They can go from high to medium or low in 6 months. It's not out of the question. And if you think that's too short of a time, go 9 or 12 months. Okay? This is measurable. Yes, we measure it by the Beck Anxiety Inventory. And then we even have a secondary way of doing that. The client can report how they're feeling overall. Is it specific? Yes. That's that simple. Now, I had a supervisor back when I was at the Community Mental Health who the good advice that he gave me was the only good advice he gave me, said that you want to use client's language in these goals. So if the client says, I want to lower my overall symptoms of anxiety, say it. Say they want to say, I want to lower my overall feelings of anxiety, say it. Say, client says, I want to feel less anxious. You can say that as measured by the Beck Anxiety Inventory by going from high to low on the scale within 6 months or within 9 months. It's that simple. I know it can feel complicated. It can feel overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. And the other truth to this is that depending on if you work at an agency or private practice, depending on what your licensure supervisor looks like or acts like or prefers, say when you're in your limited license, say what a state auditor or a insurance auditor might be looking for in those, you might have to change how you're doing this. And so that's why I say I'm going to teach you kind of the general specifics with the understanding that you're going to have to be somewhat flexible on this. You also want to meet the client in the moment. And so you want to use their language. You want to meet them in their goals. You don't want to write them for them entirely. They have to be theirs or they won't go for them. They'll just be like, well, those are your goals. I'm going to go see a different therapist. And they'll walk away. So anyway, hope that helps.